When I first got this X-Maxx, it had all the loving characteristics of a garbage pail kid, hence the name Trashmaxx. I've spent a lot of time and a lot of energy in getting this thing to run the way that I want it to run. Last week the spur and pinion gear both exploded and I swapped them out for 2250, and I believe I have everything dialed into where I want it now, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah, you have to ease into the throttle.
So I've been running the X-Maxx off of a pair of 4S SMC 120C burst 5600 milliamp batteries, but the gearing change, the 2250, definitely pepped it up both on the ground and in the air. So the gearing and battery combination, along with the Hobbywing Max 6 that I'm running, really have made this a completely different truck from when I first originally got it. It responds exactly how I need it to in the air, and I couldn't be happier about that. The X-Maxx by design is a bit of a slopopotamus. And Trashy here was definitely no exception to that rule. It was beyond sloppy. I mean, most of the plastics were fatigued. I'm actually going to have a video coming up here soon showing the abuse that it had been through and all the changes that I made to it, because one of my goals was to increase its handling and suspension for the better. Make it run a little bit more like some of my Armas. You know, some people may like the slop aspect of the X-Maxx, but I'm not a big fan of it. You know, I don't know what it is about this hole, but the X-Maxx just always seems to be drawn straight to it, and I swear to God one day I'm gonna go and pull the X-Maxx out and find like a missing child or a dog, and the hole is just that deep. It's ridiculous.
Going right for it.
Alvin runs his like this?
Yeah.
He's an idiot. Luckily that was all bumper.
That's why it's on there. What'd you do?
I hesitated. I was gonna.
Yep, you heard that right. Hot Rod Cannonball Piper's hesitant with the Trashmaxx. That's hilarious.
Throttle it, but I'm like, I don't want to backflip it. I'm gonna break it. The Creighton already tapped out on me today. She's like, oh, it's too much.
Don't worry, I wasn't scared. Trashy's gonna get a good thrashy, but there was probably one little time where I should have been maybe a little hesitant. You'll see. In case you weren't paying attention, that was the spot where I probably should have been a little bit more hesitant, but full throttle just felt too good, even with the speed wobble. I thought it would recover, but it's still an X-Maxx no matter how much you tune it.
Well, folks, 30 pounds of plastic coming at you at 50 is no fun. Just make sure you have quick reflexes. I didn't think it was gonna hit me, but I also didn't know if it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing when an 8th scale is coming at you, but like a 5th scale.
Yeah, that thing makes me nervous sometimes.
Jeez. Dude, just do it. I'll get out of the way. There's a lot of ass being pushed into that rear diff. You going for the bird? With the crow?
Yeah.
Maximum send, take 1.
So as you can see, we moved to a safer spot, but it's hard to get it full throttle and hit the main jump, especially when you're going through a sand trap like that. You kind of get a little bit of a bump and then you're hitting the main jump. So we decided to just go ahead and send it full speed just to see what would happen, and I put money on it hitting the birds that were flying just above our head, and the X-Maxx, as always, had ideas of its own.
Rich, right here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
This sand trap's got a little bit of a longer clear area, I guess, if you will, before the main launch point there. And it's been my goal and ambition to be able to get this Trashmaxx to do a backflip between this sand trap and the other sand trap. And we'll see if it can make it. She didn't quite make it, but that's closer than I've gotten before, so I'll take that. We'll get it there eventually. And then it just kind of got a little way from me here, and I took that as a sign to let's go take some other launch points and see how she handles.
Jesus.
Wonder how hot the motor is.
Are we worried about it?
Not really.
Have we ever been worried about motor temps? I mean, hell, we were worried about that stuff on 2S. It's not that bad, dude.
Actually, the batteries aren't even fucking.
Yep. They're a little warm, but they're not terrible.
What's up with that?
Huh?
That shit's hot as f.
Well, dude, you got to figure the current you're pulling through it trying to get this thing moving.
So after Trashy threw her top off there, I was checking out the plugs for the ESC, the motor plugs, and a few of them, you know, weren't in all the way. And when I went to go put them back in, I mean, they were really, really hot. That I couldn't tell if it was just a loose fitting for the plug or if the solder had actually started to melt. So that might be an issue I need to keep aware of later. And if anybody else has ever heard of that happening, you know, let me know in the comment section.
Part of that hobby wang gang, son. The hobby wang. Yeah. She's been boned all right.
The T-bone basher bumper, the front, does great with head-on impacts, but when you're doing a backflip and you don't quite make it, it kind of hooks into the ground and rips the screws out of it, and it becomes very entertaining to watch the X-Maxx roll down the grassy knoll there.
Blah, 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 blah. It's like a tired dog dragging its tongue.
I think I broke it.
Nah, screws just popped out.
Oh no, dude, this whole fucking front end's jammed up. Yeah, all the screws fell out.
Yeah, that's all it is.
I think I got it just enough to get it back
Get
on.
your ass back to the car.
Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that video. I'm closing out here with a preview of a video I'm currently working on showing all of the upgrades, going a bit into depth about why I did these upgrades, and it's actually going to show a little bit of footage from before I ever got my hands on it, and you can see why she was called Trashmaxx. Alright, thanks. See you.